Today's the third video about the habit loop. Day 1, we talked about triggers. Day 2, we talked about the action. And today we're going to talk about the reward that's involved when we make a habit. Before we get into it, I'm Tammy Provenzel. I'm a physical therapist and a life coach for caregivers. I felt like there wasn't enough resources or guidance for caregivers. So I started this channel to be a resource for caregivers, especially of an aging parent where the relationship can be so challenging sometimes. The habit loop. We get triggered, we perform an action, and then we get some kind of reward. The reward, though, is not always obvious. It's also not always a positive. We can get a reward for having a negative habit as easily as we can having a healthy habit. Our brain rewards us at the end of that habit. We get a little dopamine hit. Dopamine isn't just released at the reward part of the loop, but also in anticipation of the whole habit. So anticipating that reward feeds on itself. We get the reward and then we learn to anticipate the reward. That's why it makes such a really good loop. And we can get dopamine hits even from negative things, even from negative thoughts, negative feelings. If we develop a negative habit, and it's reinforced enough, it gives us something. Otherwise, we'd stop doing it. So there's something we're getting, whether it's a positive habit or a negative habit. So if we think about the idea of the reward part of the habit loop, it's interesting to ask ourselves the question, am I rewarding myself for something that's not really healthy? Our brains are adaptable. They'll change. It often takes an external force to change that habit. So becoming consciously aware is part of that external force. When we think about the reward part of the habit, the reward needs to come immediately or very soon after the action. So if we're thinking about making a new habit, we want whatever the reward is to be right as we're taking that action or right after. Long-term rewards are important, but not so important when it comes to trying to make a daily habit. One example is to give yourself 5 minutes after you've completed a caregiving task. 5 minutes to do whatever you want to do. That could be a reward. It doesn't have to be something that's really tangible. Social recognition and support can also be a really good reward. So joining a support group, having very supportive friends and family can help. Getting advice from other people and giving advice to other people can be really good ways to get a reward. So these last 3 videos have talked about the habit loop. I'm going to do one more video tomorrow that talks about how to consciously use the habit loop to your benefit. Hopefully these videos were helpful. Please like and share, subscribe to this channel, and in the comment section below, let me know what you think. Thanks.